As I record this, there are almost 3,500 people in the Meaningful Money Facebook group. I get tons of emails every week, and then there are social media comments, podcast reviews, and loads of other ways for people to get in touch with me here. And I've noticed a trend in the comments and questions that I get, and I want to address it. Now, this trend is totally understandable. In fact, its very existence is the reason I have a job as a financial planner. In short, people want to know what they should do in any given situation, and the absolute nature of that word and some other words is not always helpful. So let's stick 5 minutes on the clock, say a quick thank you to my friends at 7 Investment Management for continuing to sponsor the show, and let's crack on. Now, I have a job because people want me to advise them as to what they should do. And in almost every single situation, there is far more than just one potential course of action. As a regulated financial advisor, though, my job is to stick my neck on the line and advise the client. Mr. and Mrs. X, you need to do A, B, and C in order to put your finances in what I believe is the best position for you to achieve your aims that you've told me about. So I have to tell the client what they should do, but actually I'm giving them what I think, what I hope is the best option at that time. If that turns out to be the wrong thing for whatever reason, then I'm on the hook for that advice and the client has redress. But if you're going it alone, you don't have any redress. So it's totally understandable to be hesitant to take anything other than the perfect course of action. I mean, you owe that to yourself to get it right? Now, the problem is that there is no perfect course of action, but many courses of action, some of which will be better than others, but any one of which will probably serve you perfectly well. Financial planning, by definition, is a mishmash of variables, assumptions, and possibilities, as well as the ever-moving target of political meddling with the tax and pension systems. And faced with that level of uncertainty, how can there ever be absolutes? If I could, I would eliminate a few absolutes from the vocabulary when it comes to personal finance. Should is the first. What should I do in this situation? Should I switch money from bonds to shares now the market has dipped? Now, chances are that you could do lots of things, but as to which you should do, there's probably no perfect answer to that. Next is best. What is the best investment fund to choose? What is the best course of action? What is the best way to achieve ... fill in the blank. Again, there's loads of perfectly adequate funds or courses of action for you to choose from. Which one is best can only ever be known in hindsight. So let's not try and get ahead of ourselves and of the game and try to determine what best is right at the start. Right, that's the third word, the third absolute I'd quite like to eliminate. What is the right thing to do? Is it right for me to ... fill in the blank? Unless we're talking about moral absolutes here, for example, it's absolutely not right for me to kill a bagpiper playing outside my window here today, then there is no right option in most circumstances. The problem with thinking in absolute terms is that it can paralyze us because we don't want to make the wrong or suboptimal decision. But if we can let our absolutes go, it's incredibly liberating. Should I buy Vanguard Life Strategy 100 or Vanguard FTSE Global All Cap? Doesn't matter. Pick one and get on with it. Or choose both. Or neither and choose something else. Just begin investing. Is it right for me to pay off my mortgage or invest the spare money that I have each month? If you're worried about your mortgage, pay it off. If you're more a maths and probability kind of person, then invest. You'll be glad that you did. Either is perfectly valid and neither is absolutely right. Let me be clear here. The only place where absolutes have any place in personal finance is in the very highest level of concepts and practice. You should spend less than you earn, because if you don't, you're just going to get poorer, which makes no sense. The right thing to do is to put life insurance in place for your family if they will be adversely affected by you dying early. It is best to invest rather than keep the money in cash, because your money will grow more over the longer term and it won't be ravaged by inflation. But pretty much everything else is a matter of degree, and you can be freed up massively by understanding that when it comes to the lower level, day-to-day kind of actions. Remember, you're very unlikely to make any mistake which is so serious that it will completely derail your progress to financial independence. Remembering that will be incredibly liberating. So let's strip off the covering of absolutes, folks, and dance naked in the field of variable outcomes. Maybe not, but let's enjoy the adventure and let's not obsess about the rightness or the bestness of every single step. On that note, have a great weekend and I'll see you in next week's 5 Minute Friday.